Hi, Nicole and Josh.
Hi.
My name is Lori. I'm from St. George, Utah.
Nice.
And I just kind of had a question for you guys. So I recently went through a pretty tough breakup,
Oh.
and I used to love cooking, but cooking was something I did with my partner a lot. And so ever since we've broken up, it's just been like really hard for me to get back into cooking and like just get back into my old eating habits. And I miss like my relationship with food and my love for it. And so I was just wondering like if you guys ever went through a rut with food and like how you fell back in love with it. So I'd really appreciate the advice. Love the podcast. Love the vibes. Keep it up, you guys.
I love this question.
This is a great question.
And I have an upsetting answer.
Okay, should I do mine first?
Do yours first.
I'm constantly in a rut with food. There is no, my job is food. I come home, I have to eat food. I have to cook food. Food is like a constant in my life. So to give you a short answer is a little bit tough, but I will say I'm learning how to love food in a different way instead of thinking of it as content only or as like, I don't know, something that I do to entertain myself. I'm just trying to re-love food as well, so you're not alone at all in that scope. I will say, when it comes to cooking again, make a plate of, I don't know, broccoli. Make a plate of broccoli. Cook it however you want. Sit down and take a bite of it. Chew on it for 10 seconds. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And then that's it. That's what I would do. I would just cook a plate of food, whatever it is, just one thing that will require very little time, very little energy. Sit down and take a bite of it and then go from there. That's my advice.
This is going to be one of those things where you're going to have to choose either between me and Nicole's advice because they're going to be opposite. So I went through a breakup too. This is a long time ago now at this point, but it was a very long relationship. Really hard breakup, actually.
Sure.
Really affected me a lot mentally and emotionally. And I had that same rut with food. This is when I didn't stock salt and pepper in my kitchen. Just had Tony Sachery.
That's right.
Shout out Tony C's. But the thing that really got me back into cooking is I used to cook for her almost every night. And we had a very sort of just a needling toxic relationship where we would just say passive-aggressive comments to each other every single moment of every day. And ditto when I would be cooking. She'd be like, are you making that again?
Oh,
That's all you make. Stuff like that. And so the thing that got me back into cooking was cooking the things that she hated that I cooked. So for me, listen, we can't all have positive, healthy relationships with people and food. I'm going to be the devil on the shoulder saying...
I don't have it either, but
sure.
yeah.
I'm going to be the devil on the shoulder and say lean into spite, lean into what feels good, right? For me, so literally I got back into cooking, but I'd be like, oh, she hated because all I would make is just like stewed Mexican meats. That's all I'm going to cook now. But we're making mole, we're making carne en su jugo, we're making birria, we're making pozole. Like I'm leaning into the things that I loved that she could never take away from me. And so I like refound my own love.
Nice.
That's where this burrito thing comes in because after a breakup, especially I was in that relationship for 5.5, 6 years, you kind of forget who you are outside of that relationship. So I started rediscovering the music that I loved. I didn't have to act like I loved these weird hipster Canadian bands that played oboes anymore. Andy Schoaf, he makes good music, but I went to a lot of his concerts, so I resent him now. But I started listening to metal again. You know, I listened to that before I met her, and I freaking love it, man. Started listening to dubstep, started eating spicy stewed meats and burritos, re-finding out the things that bring me joy outside of another person. And I would implore you to find that because I'm sure, you know, even if you don't have that resent or spite towards him, no relationship that ends was a truly happy relationship, you know? And I believe that.
You can either cook in spite or cook in joy. Take your pick.
Try both. See what you love.
Honestly, try both. Like you said, there are two schools of thought here, and you decide what's best for you. And take a picture of your food, send it to us.
That's a good question. Cook his least favorite food. Send it to him.
No, I was saying send it to us.
Send it to him in like a bag of...
No, send it to us.
We
want to see it.
In it.
We don't care what you cook for them.
Light it on fire. Put it on his doorstep.
Don't.
He is
Don't do
called.
that.